Hey everyone, Slipboard7 here. I've had quite a few comments and messages of inbox and stuff like that of how what my amp settings are and what my settings in general is when I record my how to play videos. So I'm just going to give you a quick, I'm just going to quickly show you what my settings are, and yeah, just so you guys know. This will only be a quick video, just so I can show you guys what settings they are, and then I shall carry on making my next how-to, which you should wait and see. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so if I just turn the light on here. Okay, so this is the amp I use. So yeah, it's I'm getting a new guitar soon. Christmas is coming up. Money. So this is my amp. So it came with my guitar. I've had this guitar for about 6 or 7 years now. I started playing guitar when I was 11. So this is my guitar. As you see, it's pretty battered and pretty worn. The picks I use are Dunlop USA Gator Grip. Try and get that in focus. There we go. 1.5 Gator grips, just in case you wanted to know that. The guitar is just a simple Behringer, which come with the amp. I bought them together. I got them for about 110 quid. If you look online, you can easily get one. It's just a cheap Strat copy, but it served me well for the purpose. Obviously, I'm going to be buying myself a new guitar, probably a 7-string, although I may just get myself a 6-string, a decent 6-string. I'm looking at some decent Schecters, perhaps a Blackjack or a C1. Probably not with the Floyd Rose, because I'm not really used to playing them, and they're a bitch to tune. So, yeah. The amp I use. So, yeah. And I'll show you how I record in a second. This is the amp. So, obviously, if you don't, obviously, it's only a combo modelling amp. And it's 15 watt and it came with it. Okay, so the settings are. So, my overdrive is constantly on 10. But it might be different for other people. But my overdrive really only sounds good. If I want to get a decent metal sound, I will have it on 10. If I want to go sort of cleanage, I'll change the settings and turn the overdrive down to probably about 5 or 6, just about there. Obviously for the analog modelling, I have this on Californium, which is I guess it sounds like, if I just turn it on and I'll sort of play you, so you can see what it sounds like, the difference. So this is the master. Obviously I'm turning down the master. Okay, so obviously I'll just play an open string on my guitar, just so yeah. So I've got some Californian there. So hold on a second, try and get this in. There we go. Okay, so if I just drop down to pretty, so you can hear the different. This is quite a clean sound, which I usually do. I usually put the overdrive and all these down when I'm doing this, because this gives it a quite clean sound, which I show the other one. But this is tweed. This is British, and obviously Californian, which gives it more bass, I've noticed, and it just gives it more distortion. I've got this on hot, and this is basically my distortions. So obviously I'll turn this down. So this is like a high gain, which is quite high, and obviously we've got the clean. There we go. So this, I guess it adds more bass to the whole thing in general. And then I have my speaker on UK, simply because I live in the UK and I just find that cool. But also I think if I put this US setting on, it just gives it too much bass. See what I mean? It kind of dampens it a little bit, whereas I like to have the sound quite there, you know what I'm saying? Try and hear the difference. And obviously flat is just with, there's not really any amp modelling. So this is kind of like the speaker itself, so as you can see, the amp, the mode and the speaker. So I have that on UK, sorry. Okay, for my my amp settings in general, I have my low here. Low is on 8. I don't really change this. I used to have everything on 10 when I first started recording my videos. That was before my Someone Somewhere. The final episode video was all on 10, but I realised it was a tiny bit too much bassy, so I had it around 7, and then I turned it up to 8. So that's on 8 now. My mids and my highs are on 10, simply because I know people say to turn the mids down when you're doing metal, but I kind of like it. I guess it's my own sound in a way, but other people do it, but that's what I prefer. So I have the mids, which I guess you can class as the, obviously the mid, and then the high, which would be the treble. So obviously bass, mid, and treble. But the high, I usually have that on 10 too. So yeah, And my master obviously depends on how loud I want it. I never really go past 2, because otherwise it warps my recordings and the volume doesn't sound great. But yeah, so this is what I do for just a classic, as people say, Ask Alexandra sound. Like that. Okay, and if I want it clean, I will turn, like say I was doing something clean, I would turn this down to about 5 and 6, like that. So a bit less distortion. I'll put this on tweed. I'll put this to about, or either a clean or high. I'm going to put this on clean. And then I'll keep this on UK, because I still like UK sound. I would turn down the bass on it, keep the mids about 8, high about 7, and then I'll turn the master up a little bit. There we go. So I can have flat, so there's literally no sound. Or I can have UK, so it just gives it a bit more vibrancy, like that. So there, and then I have my lovely little clean setting there. I am going to be buying myself a Line 6 Spider 4 amp soon as well, with money and stuff like that I shall be getting hopefully. And that will probably, as well as my guitar, so I'm sort of just going to spend loads on buying new instruments and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just going to turn this back up now. So you can see how loud it is, that's why I only have it about there. Okay, so that's there. Mid, low about 8, mid, high. And basically, there's my amp. And how I record my videos is generally, I have my computer over there, just there, and I just sit there. Okay, and pretty much that's off there. And what I do is, I literally just sit there, learn a song by ear, listen to it a few times. Obviously, I like to know the song quite well, so I will listen to it for a good couple of days beforehand, just so I know the song completely before I record it. And then what I would do after is learn it by ear. I don't know what I'm talking. Learn it by ear, and then once I've learnt it by ear, I would just sit there and learn it. And if there was a solo, for instance, or a bit that I found a bit too sort of tricky to learn on sort of like by ear, like maybe a solo. Some solos I do learn by ear. For instance, Love Bites, my Love Bites video, I learned all that by ear because there wasn't anything else that could help me out. I just checked out a few other covers, and then I sort of learnt it myself based around what I could hear. And then what I do is, I would say for a solo that was quite difficult, that was quite fast and intricate, I would look up tabs, and if there wasn't any tabs, I would learn it by ear. But I sometimes use tabs just to help me out a little bit. But I try not to use all the tabs, because some tabs you find you use them too often, and then you can sometimes become reliant on them, and then you don't really show your true musicianship, and you don't really become a true musician that way, because basically you're just learning through tabs, and I prefer to actually use my ears like musicians should do. But yeah, and then what I do is, once I've learnt it, I've got a little mic here, and as you can see, I'll turn the light back on. Well, as you can see, all it is a Guitar Hero mic that I have here, that I just lay here. If I sometimes use my stand over there, because I'm a drummer too, so I just found a crappy stand that I had in my attic, and I just literally plug that in and have it about there on the speaker itself, so just away from the cone, sort of just about there. As you can see from the light, if I shine the light, you can see the circle, which is the speaker itself, and you can see just about there is the cone. I have it about there. But what I've been doing recently, because I'm lazy, is just putting it on the floor, quite close to it, with about, I don't know, about a 2 to 3 inch gap, just so it sort of picks up a lot better. And I have this is only a USB microphone, and all I do is plug that in. The camera I use, this will be the final thing, the camera I use is just a crappy webcam, like, as you can see, very, I don't know whether you thought my videos were quite high tech, but they're not, I assure you. All it is a webcam, a fucking Guitar Hero mic, a crappy amp, and a shitty guitar. But that should soon change, because yeah, I'm actually going to spend money on guitars, because what I've done is I've spent so much money on my drums, buying cymbals, etc. So my drum kit probably has now got a value of like about $2.5 grand, just because I've spent so much over the years. So yeah, so I will be getting a new guitar soon. You could probably leave a comment or something to tell me, to suggest me guitars, what kind of guitars I want. So yeah, whatever. So, and like obviously I'm gonna get that Spider 4, Line 6 Spider 4 amp. I know I'm definitely gonna get that, because I've looked at videos and I've tried one out and I really like the sound of that. But when it comes to a guitar, I'm going to make sure I buy myself one. That's why I've been thinking Schecter Blackjack or something like that. So, yeah, I think if I haven't shown you anything like that you wanted to find out, then just leave it in the comment and I should be sure to answer it. Just quickly, this is a V-Tone. Oh, no, turn the light back on. A V-Tone. So if you want to buy yourself one of these, I wouldn't say I'd recommend it, but the reason I wouldn't recommend it is because I'd recommend it if you're a beginner and you were starting out, because you can vary the sounds on this. But if you have got more money to spend it on something better straight away, I guess, so you sort of get more first-hand experience with better equipment. But if you did want to buy this is a Behringer, there we go, Behringer V-Tone GM18 analog modelling amplifier, 15 watt obviously there. Okay, so I think I'm going to end it there for you guys. So yeah, I shall be working on a lot of how to play videos soon, and yeah, that's basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping that you learned some stuff and I managed to teach it well enough. What am I saying teach? I'm getting used to saying teaching in these videos. But I hope you learned and it gave you a bit of an insight to how I record my videos. And yes, I have had my hair cut, just in case you guys were like, the fuck, man? And then, yeah. So, yeah, basically, I'm going to go now. So, leave a comment, like it, subscribe to my channel. It always helps. Yeah, check out my Facebook, which is, if you go on my band's page, you will sure find me out. It's not really too hard to find me out. So if you just want to go on just go follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, which is Slipfold7, not except the 7 is actually a numerical 7, so a number 7. Slipfold7, not. Don't know why I did that for a not, but oh well. Anyway guys, take care, I shall see you soon with plenty more how to play videos, and hopefully I'll be playing the song that you suggested. So keep checking out my videos, keep checking my statuses and stuff like that, and yeah, I shall see you soon guys. Anyway, take care, don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.